Today is the 28th of March 2011, and in Melbourne it is the autumn season. There are some orchids in bloom for this season, not many of them, but still a few. This one is Phalaenopsis Jennifer Palermo crossed with Equistris. Jennifer Palermo is a cross between Tetraspis and Violacia. So this is not really like a primary, probably still a primary hybrid. Is because it's not flowering in early spring, so it's flowering in summer and autumn, which is very much like the species which flowers in the same season. It have a little bit of fragrance but not much, which is a bit disappointing. The interesting thing, I have three plants which they, for some reason, they all have slightly different in terms of the colors and shape. Like this one is quite round and then it have dot on the petal. So I have another one which is the same Phalaenopsis Jennifer Palermo crossed with Equistris, but the shape is slightly different. It's more of a star shape, and the pattern on the petal is striped rather than dot. This one have been flowering since summer, and you can see it's progressively the spike progressively extend and then flowering. Unfortunately, I think the maximum flowers that I'm currently having is only 3 flowers at a time. So like this one, 1, 2, 3. Maybe the plant is still young, that's why probably it doesn't produce as much flowers. But this is the second year that it flowers, and I think it look like the colors get more intensified. Last year this part, which is the lip, is not as much contrast. This year is real. It's got a very dark kind of purple to purplish, and is really strong. So it's create quite a contrast with the other petal, and it look I like this better. Last year I didn't like it. I prefer this one, but this year I like this one better. Again, this one too only have mild fragrance, but it's so easy to grow. So this one it been grown in semi-hydro. It look a bit yucky with the algae build up, so I need to put in a non-transparent pot. But this pot is really good for this IKEA stand, so it really fit well into this stand. So I'll just change it to this just for now. Other Phalaenopsis that I have in bloom, this one is a Phalaenopsis tetraspis. It's a cross with another Tetraspis Dr. Wu C1. Yeah, so this one, the spike have developed 2 years ago, and then it take like the second year for it to start blooming. I'm a bit disappointed with this one. I would expect it to be like the normal C1, where it has like different colors in the petal, yeah. but this one I think is only have stripe, and again the stripe is not that obvious. Like this one, the whole flowers has only one, and this one has two. Yeah, I would like it to be more contrast than this. And the white is not that white. It got like a bit of greenish in at the tips, and the colors itself is not very pure white. If it's white, I would prefer it to be pure white. The surprising part of it is that the flowers is quite big. Yeah, and I quite like the star shape. Yeah, the fragrance is very mild. Yeah, I wouldn't even think that you can't really detect it without putting your nose close to it. Yeah. It's quite, I think it's not that easy to bloom. Like if there's any like the bud will just get busted when there's any great variations in the temperature. Like I have this many of them, didn't end up flowering. It just yellowing off, and then it never bloom. Yeah. So this one is same thing. See, hasn't bloomed before, and I'm hoping this few one look more healthy, that it will be bloom. I grow in semi-hydro as well, this one. So I'm not sure whether because the semi-hydro, I think it get colder in my grow room, because sometimes it can go down to like 10 degrees or even lower than that, 8 degrees. So I'm not sure, maybe because of that is not, yeah, that it can't hold its bud well. So I'm planning to convert it to yeah, the normal bark or even other organic material media, but not having the water there, because yeah, it can get a bit too cold. Phalaenopsis violacea, this is the second bloom. I think a couple months ago there was another spike which gave me a huge bloom, but I didn't manage to maintain the spike. So again, I'm not sure what did I do wrong. Like the spike just gone off. I think maybe there's too much variations in the temperature in my grow room. Maybe like in summer, one time it even went up to 34 degrees without any strong ventilation, and very dry in terms of humidity, because in Melbourne, yeah, summer can be so dry, and I didn't put my strong humidity on. So yeah, but this one is the first time it's first season blooming. I grow it from a seedling, and after 2.5 years waiting, yeah, it finally produced a bloom. I'm a bit disappointed, honestly, this with the bloom, because I am expecting something more stunning than that, because I hear so much about violacea, and yeah, and the fragrance is not that strong either. Occasionally it's stronger with the warmer day, but it's not very strong. And these corollas, or very light purple colors, it doesn't create much contrast between the flowers and the lip. It look very like old colors. Even this one is been only open for a week. Yeah. Compared to the Bellina, I think I really prefer Bellina. You can see it's the colors contrast is so stunning, and I feel that the fragrance in the Bellina is slightly stronger. Yeah, this one, this same as the Violacea dispellina is the first bloom. After this is after 2 years growing in this one is in semi-hydro as well, and for some reason this one is really healthy in this semi-hydro setting, so I don't think I need to change it. I have a feeling the true species it cope well with the semi-hydro than the hybrid in phalaenopsis. I feel like maybe the hybrid prefer a bit of like wet and dry cycle maybe. Well, the species it doesn't appear to mind the constant moisture. Yeah, and surprisingly I thought that because winter is very cold that it will damage the root, but amazingly they are coping really well. So this will continue to be in the semi-hydro until it tell indicator it doesn't like it. Look at the bloom, it's so pretty. There is another one, there's another bud there. Hopefully it will end up open, it won't get busted with the colder weather's coming up now. This one is PVC golden peacock. Yeah, it's such a easy cattleya to grow, and is really like it blooms 3 times a year, and it doesn't take, and then the bloom is always like stunning. Look at the star shape, and the contrast on the lips is so amazing. So however, what I noticed is that growing indoor with like artificial light like this, it doesn't trigger the bloom. So what I did, I have to put it outside in summer, and then only bring in when after the bud develop to bring inside and enjoy the bloom. In terms of care, I think this one really, there's not much you need to, not much effort at all. I grow it in semi-hydro, and then I just feed it with the normal synthetic fertilizer, and occasionally add additional calcium calcium nutrition, not nutrition, calcium in there, and it just grow and grow. And if you look at the pseudobulb is really fat. What I noticed is growing outside with the extra ventilations and the and maybe the light and then the heat, it just thrive. This such a good plant to really grow, given the reward. Like this one have 2 spike, and these 3 it come from 1 spike, and another spike with 2 bud is forming now, and you basically don't even need to worry that they will eventually flowers. Yeah. Dendrobium phalaenopsis. Yeah, this one is a mini variety. I think it's called Lady Emma. It's been grown in semi-hydro. Again, this one need the heat to really flowers or to grow well. This one I put it out, it grow in semi-hydro, and is I took it outside in summer, and then yeah, and it just give me 3 flowers. This is not the full potential. I think I have a feeling phalaenopsis, Dendrobium phalaenopsis is not very much suitable for semi-hydro, because a lot of mine one that grow under semi-hydro didn't flower well. I know that it need to go outside to get warmer temperature and then to have more light, but two of them where I converted to the traditional media, I think is doing better. Maybe it doesn't like the constant wet and the cold winter. I think that's where I think the root get damaged. This one is another phalaenopsis, Dendrobium phalaenopsis. This one I cannot claim any credit. I bought it. It come in bud. Yeah, but this one is currently in bark and perlite mix. I think I will continue when I repot it. I will continue to put something more like those traditional media. I don't think they're suitable for semi-hydro. And with semi-hydro, I think it's less flexible when I bring it outside. So on the day that is too, if I bring it in too early in the season, sometimes it's getting too cold. I feel that it really damaged the root. So yeah, I'm considering I need to be careful on what setting I'm using, considering I'm moving plant indoor and outdoor to maximize the light. So yeah. This is the lovely Hovera, I think, called lovely lady. Yeah, I can't remember the exact name. Yeah, it's such a easy plant to grow, and it's just so, and they flowers easily. You don't need to give them much attentions, and it's so cheap to buy. Like you can buy something like $10 and it just flower with a flowering size, because the plant itself is so tiny. The old phalaenopsis, I just can't believe it. They've been flowers for more than 6 or 7 months now. So since spring, and now we're in autumn, and then they still want to hold on to their bloom. Oh, the phalaenopsis are amazing. These are in semi-hydro as well. This one for some reason are doing well in semi-hydro. Some of the large hybrid are not doing well, so I'm converting back to the traditional media. Cattleya, this is another Cattleya. This one smells amazing. So this one I grow in semi-hydro and grow outside. You can see the sunburn, because I think I did not give it enough adjustment period. So just bring in from indoor to outdoor and put it under the maximum kind of light yeah, so expose it under maximum of light. So what happened is that transitions, it just, yeah, the leaf just got burned. But normally because of that too, I'm getting a lot of bloom. So this is one bloom from one new growth, and this one got bitten by the snail when it was in bud. But then I have several more buds coming. So there's 2 more, and then there's 2 more here, and then there's 2 more here. And this year, unfortunately, it did not reach its full potential, because last year I think I got about 5 or 6 new growth. This one just loves to flowers. As long as you give it enough light, it just flowers, and it just doesn't mind. And then yeah, I just give it a bit of fertilizer, the liquid fertilizer as the other plant, and then yeah, it just doing so well. My Phalaenopsis vesona is in bud. This is the 2nd year that it is flowering. So in summer, I think there were about 3 flowers come from this spike, and now there's another one coming out from a new spike. And there were other spike that I just can't maintain my my spike, so I don't know what I did wrong, right? All this species, the spike should be continuing to grow year to year so that they will have more display of flowers, but I don't know why, I just can't maintain it. It is reasonably healthy. I mean, the root is quite healthy. This one, I think with the algae, you can't really see the root well. But yeah, it's really healthy. And if you look at the leaf, they are quite big and then it's quite shiny and yeah, very big. So I don't know what happened with my my spike. I need to do a bit more research on how to really get my flower to hold a spike. This is the tiniest, I can't get the focus on. I think, yes, this is the tiniest phalaenopsis that you can find. Is Phalaenopsis decumbens, or I think some refer it as delicio. It's just so tiny, the flowers. I think this one is not yet fully open, but it's just super tiny. And they flowers from really like from a seedling. Yeah, but it's quite hard to maintain the bud. So as long as there's variation in the temperature, the bud will just blast. Yeah, I can't see it now. It's not fully open yet, but this is super easy to, it look like it's quite easy to grow. This one I bought it in Stanamos, and it's been in that Stanamos for about 6 months now, and then it bloomed. My Papillopetalum is about to bloom soon. Oh, I can't really focus, but this is the bud, and I think the name on of the flowers have been faked out, so I need to go back to my record to rewrite the name because I can't remember. This is a hybrid variety, and this one is the one with like hidden pattern kind of leaf. And I read a lot about this kind of variety where it say it need more sun, it need more light to flowers, and I think it's so true in my case, right? I grow under the LED light, and it just can't flower. So it's like last year it didn't flower. So what I did, I took it outside and put it under the veranda, so it still received light but not direct sunlight. And as soon as I do that for 3 months, voila, this is a new, it's got a new bud here, and then there is new, I think, new growth in there, and then there's another new growth in there, and then there is another buds coming. So yes, this is just to show you the impact of having a proper light. It's just so amazing. Phalaenopsis equestris rosé, this one is a kind of like a light pink colors. So this year I'm not gonna cut off the keiki. So I kept all the 3 keiki that it produced because I want to create a massive impact, right? So if you looked at here, there is a spike on this keiki, there is a spike on this keiki, and then there is a spike on this keiki, this one, and then there is a spike on the mother plant. So I am looking forward to an amazing display. Mutonia I think it's called Cantonese. It is at its last bloom. This one is a hybrid between the Regina and the Chloe. I think that's what it called. Yeah, So it's doing well. But then what I noticed that to get it to bloom again, I need to bring it outside and expose to more sunlight. The LED light setting I have is not sufficient to trigger the bloom. So yeah, I think it need more sunlight than the normal oncidium. Oncidium sweet sugar, this is what it called. Did you notice that the flowers is really big, right? Because this time I think I did an amazing job this season to get it to bloom for such a long with such a long spike, and amazing size of, yeah, the size of each flowers is so big. However, I noticed that it doesn't has the number of bloom is not that many, because I think it's compromised with the biggest size of flowers. So, but I think I prefer to have bigger size of flowers because it's creating more yeah, stunning effect. And the dancing lady is quite amazing, regardless how you position the spike. At the end, all the flowers end up rotated to where with the dancing lady look. So yeah, look at this. When they first opened, like the skirt was upside down, but after 1 or 2 days the skirt ended up reversed, so it always create this dancing lady look consistently across the spike. It's quite amazing.